Hey guys, welcome back to No Catch Name. It's me, Ella. Today is Tuesday, October 8th. So this is the day I always share with you what I've been making this week. So it is a few days before my next craft market, hopefully a big one. It's this coming Saturday, the 12th. So I am still in prep mode. I got a lot of stuff here. This is all my inventory stacked up back here. And this stuff is going to be added to it, most of it. Not all of it, but most of it. Anyways, all the patterns I talk about will be linked below. Two of them's my own patterns. One is a tutorial that's already out, and one is a pattern that's coming out November-ish. Yeah, if you have any questions, comments, let me know in the comments below, or send me an email or whatever, and I'll try to help you if I can. So let's hop into it. I made kind of a lot of stuff this week, and I played yarn chicken a couple of times, and it was funny. One I did run out of yarn, and one I just barely made it, but I had to alter the pattern a little bit. So I guess technically I would have run out of yarn. But let's hop into it. First, I wanted to make some more little mice. I had like 4 of these, I think, before, and I sold them. So I wanted to make some more. And this is a free pattern on Instagram by Mel's Crochet Creations. And so I made some miceys. They're so cute. This is Big Twist Posh, I believe. I just embroidered dye, so I made 3 little gray ones. The little gray mousies. And then I made one white, and this is a brunette blanket. I think it's just a brunette blanket. Yeah, that one has a little wonky. There you go, I straightened it out. But, so I made 1 white one and 3 gray. It's a free pattern, I already said that. And then next I made, one of my yarny friends here, Linda, asked me if I could design a Grinch pattern, because she likes my tutorials, and she wanted to know if I could design a pattern and make a tutorial for it. So I said okay. So actually I designed this whole entire guy in one day, in one setting, except his head. Like I got half his head done, and then I had to set him down to do whatever, and then I came back and finished his head. But it's a no-sew pattern that I will be coming out on a video tutorial probably early November. I'll probably film it in October and edit it and all that stuff, and it'll come out early November. But it's a little Grinch. Ain't he cute? And I'm going to do his eyes different. I feel like he needs more yellow in his eyes, because he has yellow eyes. And with maybe just like a little stripe of black. And yeah, so he's going to be a completely no-sew pattern tutorial on my channel in a few weeks. But yeah, so Linda, that design is for you. So I hope you love him, and I hope you make a bunch of them. But I am also going to make a scarf, I think. But the scarf's going to be like super easy. It's just going to be a couple rows of red, white, you know, stripe like that. From the newer movie, the one that came out in like 2018. He has a long striped scarf. But, so there's my little Grinchy. This one has a lot of holes in it, because this is just my prototype. I made it with Premier Just Yarn Chanel, is that what it's called? And an H hook, 5mm. And when I started it, I was like, hey, I'm going to have to definitely change my yarn on my hook. But because it's just a prototype, I'm not going to sell this or anything. I'll probably just keep this one. I just went with it. So he does have a lot of holes in him, but I think it's alright, because I was just writing the pattern up. So I got the pattern the way I wanted it. It's completely no-sew, even this little top part. You start with the feet and you work your way up. The arms are crocheted in, so technically you make the arms first, and then you start with the feet. Put the arms in, you do the head, and up here, before you cut your yarn, you do these little things, and then you weave in your tail. There's a tail down here that I'm going to use to weave in like a little hole right here that gets created. But other than that, it's no-sew pattern. I also wanted to make some more love cats for my market. I wanted to make a couple black cats, because of Halloween, you know, if you love black cats. So I made one so far. I'd like to make another one this week. He's got fuzzes all over him because he's black, so everything shows on him. I got to clean him off the day of, you know. But he's a big old chunky black cat. I did gray for the whiskers. This is my free tutorial here on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's a no-sew pattern as well. I love no-sew patterns. But and I gave him yellow eyes, and he looks like stunned. But he's a big chunky boy. This is also made with Big Twist Plush. I keep wanting to say Posh. Big Twist Plush, which is one of my favorite blankety yarns. It's so soft, but they don't really have a whole bunch of colors. I kind of wish they had. I wish they had like a bright green in this color. I mean, in this top yarn, but whatever. Anyways, he's cute. I'm gonna make another one between now and Saturday. So that is a tutorial on my channel if you want to check it out. Okay, and this is the one that I did yarn chicken with. I had this is where I try to keep my blanket yarn. Most of it is here, except I do have some that won't fit there. I had like a floppy, partially used skein of red burlap blanket. I had made, for my 4th of July market this summer, I made some ladybugs with it, big ladybugs, and they both sold at that market. But I had like half a skein, and I was like, well, I think that's enough to make a Brontosaurus. So I started making a Brontosaurus, which is a pattern on Instagram by Kaylee Crochets. It's one of my favorite patterns, actually. I love making it, and it always sells really well. So I sat down and started making him. When you make these, you start at the feet, and you work your way up all the way to the top of the head, and then you go back later and do the tail. So here's my red Brontosaurus. I had to pick his eyes out like 3 times. I kept messing them up yesterday, but I'm happy with them now. But, so I started with his feet, and I worked up. And when I was getting like right here, I was like, oh boy, I'm running out of yarn. So when I got to the head, oh, I had like just a little glob of yarn left. And I wasn't able to do his whole tail. He's got a little stubby tail. I had to kind of cut it a few rows short. I think I took out like 4 or 5 rows. It's normally like a little bit longer, and it narrows and points out a little bit more. But I was running out of yarn. So I had to cut out a few rows, and I think it looks alright. And I successfully used up that whole floppy skein. So I got that one floppy skein out of my stash. I love this yarn, it's so soft. Some of the Bernat, Bernat blanket is so soft. Some of it's not, and some of it is. But, so I got another Brontosaurus. I sell these for $18, and I almost always sell out of these. They always do real popular. Boys and girls like them. But, so there's my, so now I got, I think, 4 of these in my inventory. I think I made 3 in like darker colors. There's a gray one, a blue one, and a green one, and then this one. And if I have time this week, I might try to pop out another one that's a brighter color. But there's my Brontosaurus. So that was my yarn chicken number 1 that I beat. Yarn chicken number 2, I had some another floppy skein in my stash that I wanted to use up, and I used a little bit of it to make a few different things first, and then there was still a little glob, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make a pig. And so I did successfully make 1 pig out of it. This is I think it's got a Bloom Chanel. I got it gifted to me a while ago, and I've just been using it here and there, using it up. So this is a free pattern on Instagram by Whimsical Knots, and it's a no-sew pattern. And so I made 1 pig, and I still had some left, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make another pig. So when I was looking on him, I ran out on his booty, and I had a little bit of the blue Bloom Chanel, because I was also trying to use it up. I had 2 like open skeins, so I was like, well, I'm gonna have to finish him in blue. So this pig has got a blue booty, and I don't know if anybody's gonna want him, but I'm gonna take him to a market and see. Usually pigs are very popular for me. Every time I make little pigs, they sell. But I don't know about a blue booty pig. Here, this one is also a little bit shorter than the first one, because I had cut out a row of the belly when I saw it was getting close. And the last row in pink I did was the one with the back feet, and then I had to do the last couple rows in blue. So I got 2 little pigs. One just has a blue booty, but I also used up this pink ball and this blue ball out of my stash. So, and then some of the other patterns that I made with that pink yarn, I'm going to show you too. I made 2 more different patterns with that. So first I made some spiders. I wanted to make some more of those little jumping spiders. I only have 1 right now in my stash back here, so I wanted to make a few more. So this is a paid for pattern on Etsy. I bought it on Etsy, and it's homemade by Nicole. And I love this pattern. It's a no-sew pattern, and it's made up really quick. Make it, oh no, it is a sew pattern. I misspoke that. You do have to sew it. You make it in 2 parts. You make the head, front part with the legs, and then the back part, and then you sew them together. But it's really easy, and actually made these all on Saturday. And this green one, this is made out of Perfect Chunky Neon, and the little fangs are made out of just regular Perfect Chunky. I made this one Saturday when we were at that fall festival at my mom's church. I made this one there. I didn't stuff it or anything, but I made the pieces there. So there's one of them. I made that one in green, and then I made an orange one. His little body got sewed on kind of crooked, but I think it's alright because it gives them character when they're a little bit different. So I made an orange one. This is also Perfect Chunky. And then the next 2 is the Bloom Chanel yarn. So I made a pink one and a blue one. They're a smidge bigger because the Bloom Chanel is a little bit chunkier than Perfect Chunky, but I still think they're so cute. I just love these little patterns. And people who use safety eyes usually put 2 big eyes and 2 little eyes for spiders, but I like to use embroidery eyes as often as I can. And I think it wouldn't look right with 4 embroidery eyes, so I just do 2. So I made 4 little spiders. I really like that pattern. It's a lot of fun to make. And then also with the Bloom Chanel yarn, I have a lot of tofu turtles in my stash, and when I was thinking about it yesterday, actually is when I made these, I remembered that I only have 1 tofu turtle that has embroidered eyes, so I wanted to make a few more with embroidered eyes as an option for people to buy, because the rest of my tofu turtles have safety eyes. So I pulled out my tofu turtle pattern, which is a paper pattern by Meg's Makes on Etsy, and I made a blue one. So the shell is the Bloom Chanel, and the body part is regular Perfect Chunky. So I made a blue one, and then I made a purple one, same combination, the Bloom Chanel and the Perfect Chunky. I feel like this blue one turned out a lot bigger than the other 2. I think I accidentally did 1 more row of shell on him, but it doesn't really matter. So I made a purple one, and then I made a pink one. So it's the Bloom Chanel again and the Perfect Chunky. So I made 3 yesterday. I'd like, ideally, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'd like to make a few more because these were really popular at my July market. I had like 8 of them and I sold all but 1. And I actually made 2 of them while I was at the market. So, but I got 3 more little turtles with safe eyes for everybody to go into my inventory, which I gotta update. And then the last thing that I made yesterday, I made the Brontosaurus, what did I make? I made the Brontosaurus, the 3 turtles, the 2 pigs, and this last thing yesterday. I made it all yesterday. I made 7 things yesterday. I didn't feel good. I was sitting on the couch all day pretty much yesterday, just keeping me and the kids alive and crocheting. So I wanted to try to make some of those car hanger things that you see a lot of people making. And I made 1 and gave it to my sister. One with like a little chick on it. And I made 2 hanging plants without a pattern. I just used my own pattern. I have 1 still in my inventory and 1 sold at my last market. So I wanted to make some with little ghosts on it, but I'm just not good at centering them on the swing to get them set up right. Every time I make them, their center of gravity's off. So I did make the little ghost one, but he doesn't sit right, and I don't really want to you know, sell it to anybody with it flopping around. So I guess I'll keep this one for myself. But yeah, I guess I should have put his little arms a little higher up to help hold them up. But this is a free pattern on Instagram. Was this? Yeah, I think it was on Instagram. And it's by Steph Stitches Craft. See, he just keeps falling. So I won't be putting this on market, but it's cute either way. So I might, since it's mine, I can just, I don't know, I might try to fix it, but I don't know if I want to. But it's still cute. You just make the ghost, and then you make the swing, and then you just sew the swing to the ghost, and you're supposed to be able to hang it over your every mirror, and it's just supposed to be cute. But this one just don't sit right. So I'd have to try to fix his, I'd have to take his arms off and move them up a little bit. And also, he's supposed to have cheeks. I forgot to put cheeks on him. But, yeah, that's everything I made this week. Everything that I made crochet-wise. I did also finish up my possum that's been sitting around waiting to be finished. I just put eyes on him. So he has big eyes on him now. That's a paid-for pattern on Etsy. I can't remember who it's by, but I will try to remember to link it below if I can, if you're interested. But yeah, so I got 4 more days to prep for my market. Really 3. So I guess the rest of today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so 4, I guess, 3.5 to prep for my market. So I gotta get these things in my inventory and stuffed in my totes back here. I have 2 of these big bags, a big box, and a big tote back here full of inventory. Before I made these things, I had 226 items, so I added these to them, and that's a lot. I'm looking really forward to it. I have a corner booth in a really good spot. It's a high traffic area for this event, so I'm super excited about that. But I have no idea how I'm going to set up my booth. So if you have any suggestions about that, let me know. Because it's a corner booth, and it's going to have 3 places where people can be walking by. You know, on 3 sides of me is access to my booth. And the the last side is where another vendor's at. So I'll have 3 points of access for people. So I'm probably gonna set my tables up in like a lot of people call them reverse U shape, but I don't know why they don't just say an N shape because a reverse U is an N. But so I'll probably set it up, you know, the tables around the outside of the tent with me and Devin on the inside of the tent. But I don't know if that's best. I don't know if it's best to have it to where my stuff is facing out or to have it where you're supposed to walk into the tent. Because I know some people don't like walking into the tents. They just kind of hover around the outside. So I don't know. I'll probably just do it to where they can walk on the outside of the tent the whole time. And go from there. So if you have any suggestions or anything like that about a corner booth with 3 points of access, let me know. I have 2 6-foot tables and 1 4-foot table. So at my last market I did a U shape. So I had 2 6-foot tables and then a 4-foot table back here where people would walk into the booth and shop. Me and Devin were sitting on either side of the 4-foot table. So on this one I thought I would do the opposite. I would have 2 6-foot tables and the 4-foot in the front with us in the middle. The only issue with that is people would have to walk around to look at everything. And at one event that I had a booth like that, it was hard for people who were either in a wheelchair or had like baby strollers to get around the whole thing. But I wasn't in a corner. At the time I was in between 2 vendors, so they had to kind of cut through. So it might be different now. Since I'll be in a corner, it'll be easier for people to walk around. I don't know. But I'll figure it out. Devin's gonna, we have to go the night before to put up the table and tents. The tent and tables. And then the next morning, I gotta be set up by 9. The event doesn't start until 11, but we gotta be set up and ready to go by 9. And typically at events like that, I make sales early because of vendors and their kids and stuff. While we're waiting for the show to start, people will walk around and look at everybody else's things, you know. So what we're gonna do is that morning, Devin's gonna drop me and all my stuff off so I can start setting it up early that morning. And then he's gonna run and take the kids to my sister's so she can watch them. And then he's gonna grab a bag of ice for our cooler and come back. And hopefully I'll have it all set up and ready to go by the time he gets there. I will need to charge my light and take with me because the show ends, the last music concert ends at 7, so it'll be dusky dark, you know, by then. So I'll need my outdoor light. It's very bright. It's little, but it's super bright. I got it on Amazon. I used it at my 4th of July market, and it was like one of the brightest ones there. It's tiny, but it is super bright. So I gotta make sure it's charged. I gotta make sure my square is charged and my charging dock thingy. So there's that light. It's little, but it is bright. It's probably still charged on 4th of July. Yeah. Ooh, it's bright. But yeah, I got my big list on my phone of all the things I need to make sure I take with me. And definitely want to make sure I take cleaning stuff and first aid stuff. Because at my last market, I cut my finger setting up. So luckily I had my first aid kit there, though, so I was able to deal with it. And stuff you don't get spilled and things, so it's always nice to have. I always take like baby wipes with me and hand towels. So, because you never know when you need to clean up a mess or something. And I just want to make sure I'm as ready as possible for anything that could happen. This is an event that's geared more towards adults, but it's not like, there's not alcohol and stuff there. It's still a family-friendly event. It's a bluegrass celebration for Lester Flatt, who was a famous bluegrass musician, and he was from my area, so that's why they call it that. So there's gonna be bluegrass bands playing all day. There's a classic car show that goes on. The band will be in front of us, the car show will be behind us. So it's a high traffic zone, people walking back and forth. There's gonna be 100+ vendors, and a lot of them are gonna be food vendors. They're usually churches and local restaurants and stuff that set up booths. There's usually giveaways, like nursing homes and things like that set up booths, and they do like TV and stuff like that giveaways. They used to do fireworks there, but when they started this Freedom Celebration, which is the show I did earlier this summer, they stopped doing fireworks there, so now we do our fireworks actually in July. We used to do them in October, but they haven't done it for a few years. And yeah, so it's just a lot of food and there's usually a lot of dancing and stuff, so there's gonna be a lot of, it's usually a lot of older couples. A lot of people come in from other states for it, but a lot of families go to it too. So I don't know if I'm gonna do really good or not, but I'm gonna go and set. I'll be there pretty much all day because I got to get there early to set up, and like I said, it ends at 7, so I'll be there a little after 7. So and after we pack up and leave there, we got to run and get the kids and then go home. So I'm gonna be tired today. I want to make sure I got something easy at home to eat when we get home, probably frozen pizzas or something. And yeah, hopefully we do good. So send me good juju. And so far the weather looks like it's good. It's supposed to be sunny, and it keeps changing from like the late 70s to the early 80s and then back down to the late 70s. So it's going to be hopefully decent, not too hot. And yeah, I need to remember to take a sweater with me because as it gets dark, it might get chilly. I need to do that. But anyways, all the patterns I talked about will be linked below. If you have any questions or comments about anything, let me know and I will try to help you. Yeah, I guess that's it for today. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here, and I'll see you guys in another video. Either my Halloween videos that's coming out every day, my crochet tours, or something else. I don't know. Bye guys.